Welcome to Weeping Willow Homestead and another What We Eat for Dinner in a Week. In these videos, I like to show how I use inexpensive Aldi groceries combined with food from the food pantry to make hopefully well-balanced, healthy meals. In general, as a family, we eat low carb. I have to for health reasons, and because I'm the sole cook in the house, it's easier for me to just make one meal and everybody eat it. Sometimes you'll see slight modifications to that, like regular pasta for my family and zoodles for me, or regular pizza for my family and some kind of low-carb pizza for me. But like I said, just in general, it's easier for me to just make one meal. So let's jump in. Today is Monday night and we are having big salads. This is a family favorite. Anytime I make this and the kids ask, what's for dinner? And I say, we're having big salads. They all cheer because they love this meal. So we have obviously a base of romaine lettuce, and that is a combination of some from the food bank and some from Aldi. I got some from the food bank that needed used, and then the last pack that I had gotten from Aldi was starting to brown, so I just chopped up all of it. The chicken is leftover chicken from last week, mostly legs, and just like chopped up meat that was left over. And I just I cooked bacon in this pan, and then in the fat I just rewarmed this and just threw a little bit of seasoning on it so that it has a little bit of flavor to it. We also have cheese. There's, like I said, a little bit of bacon, some diced tomato, some avocado. This stuff that I had gotten from the food pantry, I tried it and it was meh for me. I remember having this as a kid and loving it, but for whatever reason it was meh this time. But I figured I would offer it to my kids and see if any of them want it. There's dried cranberries from the food pantry, raisins from Aldi, and then I've got 3 different dressings here that are store-bought, and then this one is homemade honey mustard, and that is 1 cup of mayo, a half a cup of mustard, and a half a cup of honey. And then from there, if you want to, you can add a little bit of like apple cider vinegar or white vinegar to it to thin it out if you want it closer to a dressing. This also doubles as a dipping sauce for like chicken nuggets. Obviously with this, you can pull out whatever you have on hand as toppings. If you've got any nuts or seeds that you want to throw on it, any peppers or whatever you have, cucumber. This meal changes throughout the season. If it's summer and we have fresh cucumbers, fresh cherry tomatoes, we're throwing those on. If it's winter, our toppings may be more like the dried fruits. So the nice thing about this one for kids is that I let them pick and choose their toppings. And because they get to pick and choose and build their own, it kind of makes it fun and they're more apt to eat it. Like I said, this one is a favorite for my entire family. Even my picky eater likes it. So that is everything for Monday night. We'll see you tomorrow. Tuesday night, we are having chicken wings, and I've got some that are hot and spicy, and then I didn't realize that I was completely out of barbecue sauce until this meal was already planned. So I just did honey mustard on these, and I'm sure my kids will be absolutely thrilled with that. And then I did a box of mac and cheese from the food pantry, and this is Annie's, and it's puppies and kitties shapes, which my kids just thought was amazing. I guess I've never bought shaped macaroni before, which we very rarely buy boxed mac and cheese, but they just thought that was the coolest thing ever, so they're excited to eat that. And then we're just going to do some steamed buttered broccoli with it as the other side. So that's Tuesday night. We'll see you tomorrow night. Wednesday night, we are having salmon patties and chicken patties. I don't like salmon a whole lot. I'm not a big fish person, and just tonight it did not sound appealing at all. So I went ahead and made 2 cans worth of salmon patties, and then I did some of my chicken nugget recipe, which is just keto chicken nuggets, and it's one of the big cans of chicken drained really, really well, and then about a half a cup of shredded cheese and 1 egg. And I made that into patties, and then I dredged them in pork rinds that I had ground up just to kind of make a breading for them, and then I'm just frying those. They're still going. Sweet potato fries, and then some air fried green beans, which has kind of been our favorite way of doing it here lately. Just everybody really likes it. Obviously, the sweet potato fries are not low carb, so I will probably just rummage around in the fridge for another vegetable, or I'll just have extra green beans, which is completely fine with me. So, simple meal for dinner tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Thursday night. Tonight we are having these smoked sausages with peppers and onions. These are the chicken and apple sausages that we got from the food pantry, and I went ahead and cooked up all 3 packages so that we have some leftovers. There, underneath them are 3 bell peppers, 2 of those giant red ones, and then a small green one. All of those were from the food pantry. I wish I had went ahead and cooked up all of them because these cooked down big time. And then a couple of onions that I sliced, and then I just put the peppers and onions in the bottom, the sausage on top, and baked it all at 375 for about 45 minutes, just until it was the doneness that we like, which generally we like the peppers quite done. I wish I had thought this would be good over rice for my family, or cauli rice for me. And I wish I had thought to do that. I could make some cauli rice right quick. But a quick and simple dinner by way of prep. Obviously, it takes a while to cook, but the prep time was like 5 minutes. Just enough to cook the peppers, or cut the peppers up and throw the sausage on top. So that was a nice one. So that's Thursday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Friday night, and Friday night at our house means pizza night. Sometimes it's homemade, sometimes it's store-bought, sometimes it's a cross between the two like tonight. So tonight I made a couple French bread pizzas, and this is just a loaf of French bread cut down lengthwise, and then you put your sauce and toppings on like normal. I bake at 400 for about 10 minutes. The crust bread gets crispy, and the toppings get done. The inside, this one was even half frozen, and it's still done. So that's a really cheap, because this was like the $1 loaf from Walmart, and the bread was from the food bank. But just to tell you that it was the $1 loaf from Walmart. So it's a really inexpensive way of making a pizza, because all you've got is the topping cost. And then I did a crustless pizza for me, which is just literally all the toppings for pizza, the sauce, the cheese, and I sliced up some pepperoni. And I put that in one of these little foil pans. If you don't want to use the foil pan, that's fine. But I just popped that into the oven for the same as the pizza, and I will just eat that right out of the thing, like with a fork. For sides, we have some roasted asparagus, and then I did the air fryer green beans again. We eat this a lot. You're going to see green beans a lot on my videos because I grow a garden, and green beans are easy to grow. And I usually can somewhere between 75 and 100 quarts of green beans a year, because like when I make them, I make 2 quarts of green beans. So we go through it, and it's a nice low carb side that everybody eats. My picky eater is a little iffy on it, but he's a little iffy on everything. So tonight is also dessert night. We only do dessert 1 night a week, and it's anything from, sometimes we have ice cream in the freezer, sometimes we have a jar, like a cookie jar type thing, full of candy from various things, church, parades, just random things. And I keep it, and the kids can pick a couple pieces out of it. Sometimes I make something special. Tonight I made a Jello fluff, an orange, or a raspberry Jello fluff, and it's super easy. I'm gonna really quickly explain what it is. You take a box of Jello, and to it you mix in a cup of hot water, and then you let that sit and cool. While it's cooling, you whip up a 1.5 cups of whipped cream. So like heavy whipping cream, whip it up. And then once you make sure that your Jello is almost completely cool, you combine the 2 of them together and whip it some more, and it'll fluff up. And then I just put that in individual like 1/4 pint jars, and or half pint jars. And then I'll top it with some whipped cream, and I was also thinking about maybe chunking up some white chocolate chips or something along those lines. Sprinkle that on top, and the kids will eat it right out of the jars. So it's kind of like a fancy dessert because it's pretty. It's pink. I'll try to take a picture right quick and throw it in here at the end. So yeah, that's everything for Friday night. We'll see you tomorrow. Saturday night and tonight, this is not what I had on the menu. I had planned to make some chicken leg quarters, and we went out to go stand on a road and wave some flags in support of a group of people driving across America right now to stand for our freedoms. I'm trying to say all of that without, like getting tagged and YouTube getting mad at me or whatever. So anyway, wink, wink, haha. I had pulled the chicken leg quarters out to thaw. They were not thawed completely, and I was not home to finish thawing them, so I had to wing it on dinner tonight. Those chicken leg quarters will just get used next week, which is fine. So I had some diced ham in the freezer. I pulled that out and quick thawed it through a steamed bag of broccoli florets from the food bank. Kind of browned up the ham a little bit, put the broccoli on the bottom of the casserole pan, put the ham on top, and then I just made a quick cheese sauce. It was a block of cream cheese, some butter, some almond milk, some cheddar cheese, and then a little bit of the Cajun cheese, I think is what it was, that we had gotten from the food bank a while back that I found kind of stashed in the back of my refrigerator. Mixed all of that up with some garlic and poured that on top, sprinkled on a little bit more cheddar cheese, and then just baked it for like a half an hour at 350. So this is just going to be kind of a one-pan meal. Normally on Saturdays, I make a big dinner because I don't cook on Sundays. Sundays are my day off. The Lord told us to rest, and I take that seriously. So usually for breakfast, we eat, the kids will fend for themselves. We have leftover pancakes from this morning, leftover muffins from earlier in the week, hard-boiled eggs, cheese, whatever they can scrounge up is what they have. And then lunch, we don't get home from church until late, usually 1:30, 2 o'clock. And so I pull out all of the leftovers from the week and lay them out on the counter and let the kids pick and choose whatever they want. Sometimes it makes for some interesting combinations, but it gets the leftovers used, so we have very, very little food waste in our house. Then Sunday night, we have what we call snacky dinner, and my youngest son is ecstatic about snacky dinner every week. I pull out cheese, dried meats like jerky, dried fruits, crackers, goat cheese, nuts and seeds, chips. I just kind of raid the pantry and the refrigerator for any snacky foods that we have, and I lay them out, and once again the kids get to pick and choose whatever they want and fill their plates. So and on that meal I even bust out the paper plates and use paper plates. So it allows me to kind of just take off. And then also Sunday evening, I have some of my kids go to youth group and are gone at dinner time. And so I just leave everything out until they get home, like an hour after we eat. And then they can make their plates up. I don't have to rewarm anything. It's just out. They make their plates up. And then about an hour later, we go to bed. So, like I said, that means I'm trying to talk too fast. Sunday, I don't cook. So this is the last meal of the week. If there's anything that you like, I will try to put any relevant recipes in the show notes. Generally, I cook from scratch and don't use recipes, so I don't put a whole lot in there. And then I kind of try to explain how I cook these as I go. But if there's anything that you saw that I didn't explain well, or you would like for me to write it out, let me know and I will. I hope that you enjoyed this. I enjoy making these what we eat meals, and it seems like you guys like them, so I'm gonna keep it up. But yeah, I hope you have a great day. Have a blessed Sunday. Goodbye and God bless.